Hi, beautiful soul. If you found this message, trust that it was always meant for you. It arrived at the perfect time, exactly when you were meant to hear it. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and trust. Today's message is tender but powerful. Spirit guided me to ask, what do we need to heal in this moment? And the answers that came through were layered, deep, and more honest than I was expecting. If you've been feeling heavy lately, emotionally guarded, uncertain, and like you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of which version of yourself to bring forward, this reading is for you. We're not just talking about surface wounds. Spirit is uncovering the real roots, the silent aches, the parts of us still waiting to feel safe enough to soften. And what unfolds in this message might be the exact permission that you've been needing to finally let go. Breathe deeper and move forward without guilt or fear. Let's go there, gently, honestly, and together. We're asking Spirit what's ready to be healed and what will be waiting for us on the other side. The first card we received was the Queen of Cups upright. The Queen of Cups symbolizes emotional depth, compassion, intuition, and healing. She's deeply nurturing and receptive, often representing someone who holds emotional space for others, sometimes to the detriment of her own emotional boundaries. This queen sits quietly with her eyes closed, not to retreat, but to listen. She's holding space, not just for others, but now for herself. And that, my love, is where the healing begins. Spirit is asking us to take a moment and honestly ask, have I been so emotionally available for others that I've abandoned the parts of myself crying out for care? This card marks the beginning of an emotional self-rescue. We're not healing to become invincible. We're healing so that we can stay soft without being swallowed. The Queen of Cups whispers, your empathy is sacred, but it needs a container. Let yourself receive the nurturing you so freely give. The next card we received was the Empress upright. The Empress is the card of abundance, creativity, fertility, beauty, and divine feminine power. She represents nurturing energy, the birth of new ideas, and alignment within nature and sensuality. Spirit is not just asking us to heal, they're reminding us what we're healing for. The Empress follows the Queen of Cups like a rising sun after a deep night. She says, you are a portal, you are a creator, but not just of projects, of life, love, safety, and peace. What we need to heal is the internal disconnect from our worth as creators. Many of us have felt depleted, like we've been surviving on crumbs when we were meant to be seated at a divine banquet of our own making. The Empress calls us back to the garden. Tend to your inner soil. Something wants to bloom, but you must believe you're worthy of the harvest. The next card was the Two of Swords upright. This is a card of difficult decisions, inner conflict, emotional detachment, and avoidance. The Two of Swords often represents a mental stalemate, refusing to choose or look at the truth. This card says, you know what needs to be seen, but fear has tied a blindfold around your intuition. We may be afraid that healing requires choosing to leave behind someone, something, or some version of ourselves, but Spirit gently corrects that healing doesn't always begin with action. Sometimes it begins with acknowledgement. The decision is already within you. It's the courage that needs nurturing. If you've been standing on a spiritual crossroad, this is the moment that Spirit steps in and places a hand on your heart, saying, you already know the way, and I will walk it with you. The next card was the Four of Pentacles upright. This is a card of holding on, often to material security, fears of loss, or emotional safety. It can represent scarcity thinking, emotional walls, and fear of vulnerability. Spirit is showing us a wound rooted in the illusion of control. We're gripping tightly to what once made us feel safe, whether it's money, patterns, belief, or people. But it's not because they're serving us now, it's because letting go feels too risky. But what if everything you're clutching is what's keeping the healing out? This card says, you're not being punished, you're being unclenched. Let yourself release what is weighing you down in the name of security. Spirit wants you to experience freedom, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. The next card was the Three of Swords upright. This is pain, heartbreak, betrayal, emotional wounds. The Three of Swords is a raw card of grief, often linked to sorrow that we've buried or never fully processed. With this card, Spirit isn't flinching. This card appears like a ghost from the past, reminding us that pain unacknowledged becomes pain recycled. The message is clear. Your heartache is valid. Your disappointment is real. But your healing is not behind you. It's happening now. This card may point to wounds we thought we'd already moved past, whether it's relationship betrayals, abandonment, self-worth wounds. But if they're surfacing again, it's because we're strong enough now to let them leave for good. Don't rush the sorrow. Don't bypass the ache. Spirit is saying, grieve what never was, honor what hurt, and remember, this time you don't have to walk through the pain alone. And the last card was the Two of Wands upright. This is a card of planning, choice, and future vision. It symbolizes the spark of ambition, a desire to expand, and a readiness to step out of comfort zones to pursue a bigger path. The final card is a promise. Your healing is leading somewhere. The Two of Wands appears when you've survived the heartache, navigated the emotional fog, and are now standing at the shoreline of new possibility. You are not just meant to heal, you're meant to build. Spirit is guiding you to lift your eyes. This card says, dream forward, expand your vision. The healing you've done is clearing the path for something greater than you've dared to imagine. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be to take that next step. Spirit's final whisper is clear. We are healing the belief that we have to stay small to stay safe. We're healing the wounds that told us our softness was a weakness. And we are releasing the weight of our past, not because it didn't matter, but because our future matters more. You're being invited to step into your next chapter with a heart unburdened, a spirit unshaken, and a vision unclouded. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, my love. You made it through this message, and that means something. You didn't turn away, you didn't shut the door. You leaned in, and even if it was uncomfortable, even if parts of it cracked something open, you let yourself be here, and that's brave. Spirit didn't bring these cards through to shame you or call you out. They came through to hold you accountable to your own freedom, to remind you that you're allowed to heal in layers. You are allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to walk away from pain that once felt like home. And most of all, you're allowed to be soft and strong at the same time. So wherever you are in your healing, whether you're just beginning or already on the path to release, please remember you're not behind, you're not broken, and you're not failing. You are healing, you are becoming, and you are held. I love you, Spirit loves you, and I'll meet you in the next whisper.